Hey, today I want to talk about hope. Now, hope is one of those things we just can't live without. In fact, you can have a whole lot of bad things happening simultaneously in your life, and if you have hope, like if you know that God is with you, if you know that God loves you, now you might have all the evidence around you, might be to the contrary, might be saying, no, no, no. But hope says that God's got this, and you may not be able to see past it, but He can. And so I want to talk about that over the next couple of videos. And what we're going to do really over the next 3 weeks is talk about God's hope for us for our past. And that's going to be this week. We're going to talk about present, and we're going to talk about the future. Because the past is something that can really pull us down and hold us back. Because the past can accuse you. It looks at your track record. It looks at maybe how you failed and goes, oh man, you don't deserve anything from God now, and you certainly don't deserve anything from God in the future. But God says, hey, I'm aware of what your past is. I'm aware of what's happened, of what you've done. And what God does is He doesn't sugarcoat that. He doesn't sweep it under the rug or anything. What He does is He says, I sent Jesus for those things. All those things in your past, the things that make you wince, things that would make you really uncomfortable if you had to talk to me or to really anybody about them. God knows all the details. In fact, He knows probably some things that you don't know. And yet, He loves us. And so I want to look at Isaiah 43. And we're going to check out verse 18. Now, in this passage, God is kind of talking about how faithful that He has been to His people. Now, they have not been faithful. So you want to talk about having a past. You had an entire nation that had a really, really horrible past. And so Isaiah is trying to kind of wake them up, going, guys, God hasn't forgotten you. Why do you keep trusting in other things? Why do you keep going down this other path? And so God says in verse 18, He says, remember not the former things, nor consider the things of old. So don't be stuck in the past, especially when it comes to your contribution, or I think most importantly, your plan. Because for many of us, it just ain't working. It hasn't worked maybe ever. Trying to save ourselves, trying to fix things, trying to do all those things, and God is there going, hey, I got you. I got this. I can change everything. In fact, in Jesus, He has changed every single thing for you and for me. And He says, like, lean into that. Trust in that. That's where you're going to go places. And in the next passage in there, if you go to 19, He's like, look, I'm doing a new thing. It springs forth. Don't you perceive it? Right? He's talking about a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. He's saying, look, in the midst of all these impossibilities, God's got this. And there's going to be new life. I want you to know that today. And no matter what things look like, especially in the past, bring that to God, right? Ask Him for forgiveness. He has already given His life for you, and that brings you hope. Hope for your past. That gives you a present and a future. All right? We'll talk to you next time for another follow-through.